Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. As usual, I'm your host, Mike. Hello. It's lovely to see all your fine faces here today. We're gonna hop right in and play some Last Epoch. If this is your first time here, welcome. Glad to have you with us. I am one of the devs for Last Epoch, and I play horrible builds because I think it's fun. We'll answer your questions. And we've got lots to talk about today because patch notes just dropped. We also stream for charity. It's up on my head. What else? If you have a question for me, please put @LastEpochGame in the chat so I know it's for me. I'll mention this all again later. And thanks very much to the subs we got right off the bat. Trunks 1984814. Thank you very much for the sub and the gifted sub. Way to go. All right. Yeah, we're rolling. What else we got going on today, huh? Who knows? The game's on sale? Oh yeah, the game's on sale. We're on Steam summer sale and Nexus sales too. So check it out if you don't have it already. It should be kind of weird. I feel like most people who come to the streams, especially who are here for the start of the streams anyways, probably have it already. But now I can reveal why I've been playing Beastmaster with Raptor as my build starting, because we had the big the new Raptor sword that makes you gives you a Raptor swarm, and I gave a clue to that item like a month ago now, almost probably in stream, and I said Owen's friends. Or something like that, or like I referenced Owen and lots of friends from Owen or something like that, and it was the character from Jurassic World. Friends being the Raptor squad that he got. That was my horribly cryptic. I said it was gonna be brutally hard. No, I don't think anyone even tried to get it, but just thought I'd clear that up in case someone was still trying to figure it out. Ooh, items. Ooh, piece of candy. Piece of candy. Not a piece of candy. Piece of candy. Few good ones there. Raptor package starter? Yeah, it is. Not surprised. I saw you released a Raptor video, a build video. Borderline. Borderline. That's fine. Alright. I'm going to get my character sheet reminder done early today since you'll probably be busy. Well, thanks for getting it in. There are some updates to the character sheet. There's a few more that, like, we tried to squeak in at the last second, and it caused so many problems. So we're like, never mind. It's so hot. My office. Socks are coming off. Oh. That's on the heating element. Oh, it's off. What am I talking about? Of course it's off. Missed the new Avalanche unique. Yeah, I mean, I don't... Is there one? Avalanche itself is getting a pretty big facelift. Oh, that's hot. Thank you very much for the sub, Anima TWM. Thank you very much. Glad to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying yourself. All right, we got a hype train starting already. My goodness, it is early in the stream for that. I'll take it. I'm pretty pumped about the patch and getting the patch notes out. These also, there's so many more books that spawn. There's something, I don't know if that's in the notes. There's little things like that like just don't make their way into the patch notes because like you throw a quick fix together and you just push it. It's like whatever. And then like 3 months later, there's like patch notes and you're like, I did that change forever ago. All right, more Trunks with another gifted sub. Thank you very much. Congrats to you getting that. Yeah, there's the hype train. Hey. Alright, hello! I noticed the issue with the random disconnects is maybe fixed. I get some random stutters here and there, but instead straight up disconnect, which is awesome. Also, the patch notes are pog. Oh yeah, we've been we're still like I know you don't see a bunch of patch notes that say like fix this big problem in multiplayer, things like that, and it's most of the lingering issues with like really smooth and like high quality multiplayer experiences for some people, because other people are already in that camp, but for people who aren't, usually it's a combination of like a bunch of little things, usually, and we are constantly working on that. Multiplayer improvements, just better networking structures, just any minor improvements and adjustments we can get anywhere. It's always stuff that's being worked on. High priority stuff. Right. But anyways, I'm glad it's better for you, which is always the goal. I saw announcements was added. Does that mean we get announced who killed the boss first? That's the plan. That's the plan. We are I mean, something that I think is a hugely awesome feature for games like PoE that have it, where like a cycle starts and you see that little pop-up that's like so and so reached this zone, or so and so just killed this boss, or so and so just died in hardcore at this level. They were rank whatever, and you like those types of announcements. They're awesome. I think it's one of my favorite parts about an early early PoE cycle. And so we're putting Last Epoch's spin on a feature just like we always do. But yeah, that's the style of thing we are planning and looking forward to getting in. I don't know if it actually is going to announce the first boss kill, but that was the catalyst that we started on that project with. What is evade on controller? It's whatever your right button is. So like on a controller, it's this button right here. Which this is a switch button layout, so it's weird, which is why I didn't say the button name. Alright, what led to the decision to pull Sigils of Hope quality of life into a unique instead of balancing and adjusting the skill itself? I mean, I think a lot of it is... I don't remember that conversation off the top of my head, to be frank. I would suspect that it was probably a big enough change in functionality that it would have causes just a little bit too big of a rework. We didn't have time to finish it. With where we were in the patch cycle is likely what probably happened. So we probably thought that unique items have a higher tolerance for restricting access to specific parts of the tree than individual nodes do. So if there was, this is what happens sometimes, or if it's just like a big enough departure from the skill sometimes, and we want the base functionality to still exist the way it was, then we'll just put it on item. But sometimes, if it's just going to cause too many conflicts in specific nodes, and we don't have enough time to fix that problem specifically, it'll sometimes get pushed to an item. I feel like that one was always an item, though. Not 100% sure. I think that one started out as an item. Spicy. Raptor packs, yeah. Raptor Pack's gonna be awesome. I'm very looking forward to Raptor Pack. it's gonna be fun. Roughly what level can we expect each rank 8 in Merchant's Guild to reach rank 8 in Merchant's Guild by exalted items under new scaling? I don't know that specific of a line before, or as it is now. It will depend on like how you're interacting with the system, and it'll be faster than before, because you'll like reaching rank 12 is in 1.1 is faster than reaching rank 10 in 1.0. So reaching rank 8 in rank 8 can we get MTX preview or early access to purchase? No, I think that's it. I think that doesn't go live until it goes live, like until everything goes live on patch day. I think that's because you won't have access to it before the patch. I think that's the problem with selling the individual MTX early. Could be wrong on that. Those things scare me. I'm just trying to buy from them. I reset my keybinds. That is one thing. All your keybinds are getting reset when the patch drops. Gotta fix it now. Inventory. Perfect. It's so frustrating. The button I use for inventory open is the same button we use for our like our dev console shortcut in editor. And so when I'm like working in the editor and open the dev console, it opens my inventory too at the same time every single time. It's so frustrating. As far as the MTX stuff, the one thing I think that this question is predicated on is probably the concern that a new MTX pack will push out the old ones, but that won't happen. So you're not going to need to make a decision between new or old before you've seen the new ones. That makes sense. So like the old ones aren't going away when the new ones join. I'm sure the old ones will at some point probably cycle out because we can't keep just adding more and more and more and more. We get overwhelmingly huge number of packs. But for now, at least, there will be both sets of packs simultaneously. The Eternal packs and the Abyssal packs will both be on there at the same time. Decided that's the biggest problem with spear builds is that there's just any two-handed weapon builds. It just takes up so much inventory space. Mike, how about them set idols? Dare to dream one day, right? I still think it's a good idea. It's not something we've talked about. A streamer will not make bingo today because of the patch notes. That is so wrong. I'm the worst, I know. I mean, if it's the center square, I feel like it's supposed to just be a gimme anyways, so. To a last second bugs, those are a real frustrating one. These gates would only ever spawn with the fire ones. No matter what was coming out of it. Like the sun gates are the only ones that would spawn. It is fixed though. We got it. Alright, are there going to be cooler, more unique cosmetics added to the shop? I want to support more, but cosmetics feel lacking. Yeah, I mean, we're constantly trying to add more cosmetics. We're really clear on that we want to add like in-game non-purchasable equipment at the same time too. So you know, like the team that makes gear is doing both things. And we're constantly adding more of them, and they're constantly getting cooler. Oh, that was close. These guys are scary. Oh! Close one. All right. Hey, could you please clarify? Will we be able to play seasonal content in offline mode? Okay. This is yes, I can definitely clarify. It is really straightforward. Okay. So the all of the content, other than just the actual pinnacle boss fight. So like, everything other than put eye into the Aberoth portal and walk through the portal and you're fighting the boss. Everything other than just that sequence alone is completely available for everyone, online, offline, legacy, cycle, doesn't matter. Everything other than just that one specific interaction is immediately available to everyone. So it doesn't matter what mode you're playing in, you will be able to play all of the content in the patch notes other than just the specific eye, the key into the final portal, walk through the final portal, you're fighting the boss. That's there's no like dungeon, there's no it's just like that final very last thing is the only thing that's restricted. Everything else is completely open to everyone, day one, minute one. That final thing opens up to everyone as the day after someone in the cycle kills it. So cycle online cycle, someone there has to kill Aberoth, and as soon as that happens, doesn't matter what game mode they're on, but as long as they're online cycle, they unlock it for everyone the next day. So if you don't want to play online cycle, you have access to everything other than the final boss until someone kills the final boss in cycle, and then you have access to everything. Hopefully that's as clear as I can possibly make it. I think I said the same thing like 4 different times there. All right. Any plans for adding either temp race servers or adding functionality for Vision Cell races on the main servers? I mean, we don't have, not in 1.1. The only thing we've added in with the ladders is, I mean, so there's the announcement stuff that could help with some race stuff, for specific announcements type thing, and then there's the level ladders that are there as well. And the time sense in the arena. So there's a few extra tools there, but there's nothing hidden on top of that, if that's what you're asking. Let's not die. Quick, easy question. Will the patch hit the same day on GeForce Now as well? I mean, we don't do anything for GeForce Now. That's entirely a separate platform. So as long as they're downloading it on the first day, yeah. That's not a platform we manage. Falconer got nerfed D3 style for Cycle 2 post-nerf. Post-nerf, do you think it's a good racing build to 100? I think it's still gonna be quite strong. I think having the Falcon inherently, because it can't die, is very useful for low gear characters, because you don't have to worry about you've always got DPS rolling no matter what. You can just run and use DPS ticking. So like, I think inherently minion builds are generally pretty good as season starters or cycle starters just normally, and then the Falcon has that extra mechanical leg up just at base. Yeah. Ooh, wrong class, but ooh, spear. I want to get like I want a 4 LP Drellsting. Come on game, drop it for me, please. I really should finish unlocking my idle slots. Currently, Forge Guard seems to have a node for throwing two-handed minions. Sword and board isn't the mastery focus too spread with so many options. I disagree that it's too spread. I mean, we tend to... There tends to be a lot of overlap between those. So, like... Lots of the like minion stuff can be done with like inheriting stats from your weapon itself. So you may want to go like minion stuff and two-handed weapon stuff, for example. There's also a lot of generic stuff too. Like, I don't know, there's fire, ice, and lightning on Sork. Is it 2 split? There's only one extra thing there in that list. I don't think so. Hey, I recently was able to track down a major issue. Cool, please post it in the bug reports forum. I do not know if it's been fixed or not. I do not know if it's related to some other bug. I'm sorry, I'm not going to read the rest of the question. I don't deal with bug reports on the on stream. Sorry. All right, no doubt that many builds needs to be nerfed, but after reading the patch notes, they were obliterated. What is the strategy going forward? I mean, I think that the I don't know. Wait till you get your hands on it and see how it plays. Then we'll talk. If you still feel it's non-competitive with any other builds in the game in a week from now, yeah, that's the same question. Will a COF or MG T10 get transferred to T12, or how will you get to it? Visit the patch notes. I think actually, because it's done through reputation calculations, and it's probably reputation amount reduction that caused the tier to go up. I have to double check on this, but I think it's going to go to 12 because it should be the rank that you are is just calculated based on how much reputation you have, and the way that we reduced the time to 12 was we reduced the reputation requirement, I think. So you should see, try and double check on that. Find out. Alright, any chance of making new defenses for shamans that are not related to totems? I find it a bit unreliable. I mean, one of the things that one of the major pieces of feedback, I mean, like, everything that's happening in the patch is in the patch notes, so if it's not in the patch notes, no. But maybe for the future, I don't know. You can leave suggestions in our suggestions thread. As far as, like, totems being, like, reliable or not, as in like, defensive layers and things like that, you should, like, one of the big pieces of feedback we've been getting on Shaman in general lately has been that it's too devoid from totems in a lot of cases. There's no really good reason to go totems, things like that. So, you know, we're just trying to add in more options for totem players in the totem focus mastery. With regards to the ranks, I've been told it should go to rank 12, but not 100% sure if it actually does or not. They're probably thinking the same thing I am. Oh no! Alt tabbing in the middle of a fight, super dumb. Where are you? That's the right person to ask. Alright, is there any ETA when we can expect to see detailed stats for abilities in-game? No. For example, I'd like to know what my crit chance will be with Avalanche, where it can count things like increased crit chance for cold skills and skill talent points. Yeah, we don't have an ETA on that. That was that's something we've been working on for a long time. It is still in the works. I mean, what did we say earlier? We're gonna take any relic with poison damage on it. Let's go for it. Discovery. Let's see what we get. We have low fortune potential. The Roots of Discovery use 0 fortune potential. So I was just taking 2 free stats there. Don't hate the minion dodge rating. It's not really useful. What's our fire res like? It's the only thing that's capped. It's not coming from this, is it? No. Sorry, I know my face is like half over this, but health regen. I don't actually hate that. I like health a lot more, though. Actually turned out to be a half-decent item. Huh. Alright. Upgrades. All right, we're getting conflicting answers about if you'll go to rank 10 or rank 12 here. We're not sure yet. I think it'll push you to 12. We'll see. Alright, I love the player-friendly approach. I'm tired of games playing FOMO everywhere they can squeeze the player base. Yeah, so I assume this is in response to talking about how we're rolling out the patch cycle and all that sort of stuff. It's definitely a balancing act. It's something that we are going to like pay very close attention to feedback on. One thing that we've actually been getting a lot of feedback from players on is that they want more stuff that is cycle exclusive things. And so, you know, we might start doing more of that. I don't know yet, but it's gonna come. How that happens in that, I guess, transition, whether it's slow, fast, not at all, like that's all gonna be pretty heavily influenced on feedback. Ooh, research. Take that. With Avalanche getting the ability to cast and Earthquake, can we expect a cold conversion for Earthquake in the future? What about our new unique that gives Earthquake casted through Avalanche 100% cold conversion? I mean, anything's possible. I haven't heard of any plans of anything like that. We do try, and it might sound weird, we try not to just do everything converts to everything, so to speak. Earthquake does already have a lightning conversion. It's also a spell conversion. It's not just a strength conversion, but yeah, it's we like conversions to be for a reason and to feel kind of special, because they are very impactful things. And one of the things that will stick one skill out from another is that there's different elements that it has and different situations that it's useful in, and that sort of stuff. Our quest is almost a whole year away, but are there any plans for an April Fool's prank? For example, haptic suit integration or test dummy minion? I have. Okay, so when haptic like suit things were like really young, like when I first heard about them, I was working at a computer store, and we were on our way to a local gaming convention, think like a mini E3 meets Comic-Con, but like for a very small town. So it's just like a small gaming convention, and so the computer store I was working at was setting up a booth in the convention, just like showing off some like cool systems we'd built and cool gaming stuff that we could put together and things like that. And so my boss gave me basically a budget to come up with some wacky things to show off. And so I got a company that was from Seattle, who was making these like vests and helmets that you'd wear to like feel the combat you were in. And it was like primarily designed for shooters. And I hooked it up with a Microsoft Kinect, like the original Kinect before there was proper drivers for it, and 2 Wiimotes, and hooked up WoW with 2 Wiimotes in the Kinect, and a feedback vest, and it was awesome. But the thing is, when I was testing the feedback vest the first time, I cranked it to max. Didn't tell I was playing with my buddy online, playing Call of Duty, just testing it for the first time. Didn't tell him I had it on. Just a little 1v1. I'm like, let's play 1v1 real quick. And he just shot me in the head right away, and everything just goes off when you get shot in the head. And it was like I just started screaming, like, I'm dying. He has no idea why. I'm just screaming into bed. Yeah, it was bad. This is back when vent was a thing. Anyways, back to Last Epoch. But I don't think we have anything planned like that. We'll see, though. I mean, April Fool's pranks are fantastic. How come no preview of the supporter packs? I'm not sure. I'll ask and see if I can show you. Let's find out. Let's see if we can find out if we're allowed to. Sorry, bear with me. If we can share the new supporter packs. Find out. I plan to choose between 2 builds. Now it's easily 20. Why are you guys so good at this? Well, I mean, we'll find out if we're actually good at this when the patch drops, right? But hopefully it's just because we play way too many video games. Look at me now, Mom. Not a waste of time, is it? Just kidding. Love you, Mom. I recently told her that I used to sneak out of bed at night when I was like a teenager to go play Diablo 2. Who's not pleased? That's why you're always so tired in the morning. High school, I'm like, yeah, that's it. Oh, that's why I shouldn't be typing. I'm trying to get more info for you guys. More questions. I've seen some complaints about the current MTX not looking that great. Would you guys ever revisit the old MTX to update it to look better, or are you just looking to make new and better MTX moving forward? It's okay. That's a really tricky one. The problem with updating, short answer is I think we will probably update old MTX at some point. Probably not immediately, but I think there's a good chance to update it. The tricky part about updating an old MTX is that what if someone who already bought and paid for it really likes the old way and really doesn't like the new way? So there's like that's a really feels bad moment for them. Like that's a bait and switch fully, right? Which, I mean, isn't the worst thing, but if we can avoid it, we will. So I think that if we were going to update an old MTX like that, there's a possibility that we may just like keep the old one there as well. So I think like an updated MTX would more look like there's a new version of this that you get for free if you already own it type thing. I think that would be the likely way we'd have to do it, just because keep the old one in a way, like if you already owned it. But then there's the issue of like having MTX that you technically can't buy anymore, so then you leave both versions up on the shop and it's confusing which one you're talking about to buy, and it's kind of a bit of a mess. I guess the other option is if you do it's just such a mess on like how to do it properly. I don't know how we would eventually tackle it if we were going to do that, but bringing up the quality level of things that have fallen by the wayside is something that we are interested in doing in general. So I think that if we can find a way to do it, we will. Just a little tricky. There's so many when it comes to like MTX and cosmetics and things like that, and extra like value purchase content that's like. Even if it's just cosmetic, there's so many pitfalls of like mistakes you can make as as a company for these types of things. Even if you're like not trying to do anything bad at all, and like someone can look at it like you've just done the worst thing imaginable to that person, and you've targeted them personally, and like it feels that way sometimes because it is so like you might be in a really unique situation, but it does feel really targeted at your type of gameplay and that sort of thing, and so like. The feelings are understandable, and it's just so tricky to avoid. So we try to be careful with things like that, but sometimes we're not perfect. Your lack of stash organization is killing me. We're working on it. It's getting there. It's almost it just barely didn't make it for 1.1. I'm hoping for a 1.1 X patch. What are your views on having skills that benefit from staying in negative mana? I think it's interesting. I think it's it's half the reason we put negative mana in the game is for people to use it. There have been a couple abuse cases that we didn't think of properly that have caused issues in the past. There's certain situations where you're like, well, if they're at negative mana, it's fine. They can't do this thing, and then you can actually do some crazy stuff. That's when it's a problem. Like the shield rush, like desync charge has had an issue with that. But I think desync charge no longer counts as a traversal skill anymore, so it's fine. Will you be able to filter each unique item separately, or is it just a fixed LP number you find? I think you still have to, like, you can kind of massage which unique it is based on type, but it won't let you pick from a list of all the uniques in it. Did a keyring feature making it to Cycle 2 launch? No, it did not. If you're wondering if something made it in, check the patch notes. It will have all that details. Just don't forget, if you do have a question, put at Last Epoch game. I will see it and answer it. If I skipped one of yours that didn't have that, I'm sorry, please ask it again. Can you elaborate on any more group improvements? Not sure what it says in the patch notes about it. There's just like a bunch of networking improvements that just make it more stable. So like, you know, how quick you can join groups and you portable people, just making it more stable. And it's a lot of just stability stuff, really. And speed stuff, like loading faster and all those things. There was, I don't know if this made it or not. Weird. I don't know if I should say it or not, but didn't make it. there was some group improvements for, well, there's some group improvements for dungeon stuff, and there was some group improvements for how you like advance through the end game, through corruption in a group as well. So if you're not the party leader, you can still advance your corruption on the timeline. Optionally. So you don't get pulled through to a corruption you can't handle. Can we get earthquake and avalanche totems? I don't know. Put it in the suggestions forums. Hey Mike! In the patch notes, y'all mentioned lastly we're adding a maximum stun freeze duration to powerful endgame bosses such as Harbingers to increase the difficulty of CC locking them. Yes, that is true. How long is the duration of the max freeze? It's really short. I know on like very endgame bosses, it's like it becomes basically an interrupt, not a stun. Ding. Ding, level up. Ding, level up. Alright. Don't see a mention of the bug fixes, but there was an issue with Thorn Totem being converted to cold and not stacking Cold Gathering Storm with the Friends of Tempest node. Has that been fixed? I'm pretty sure that's fixed in live. I think I fixed that like a month ago. Sounds very familiar. I feel like I remember working on that. There was a lot of nodes in there that were all topsy-turvy, so I might be thinking of one adjacent to it, but I'm pretty sure we fixed that like in live right now. Alright, when can I throw my money at new supporter packs? Hopefully on Tuesday, but I'm just feeling that might not be the case right now. Not a great one for me. Give me the poison. A few months ago, you were under the impression that alts can teleport to the faction's HQ as they join it at the Keeper's camp. As that is not the case, and there's nothing in the patch notes, are you planning on it? Let players teleport to the faction's HQ, but close its zone exit, so we can't campaign skip. Is that the concern? I don't remember that. Sorry. I don't think that's possible right now. I think you actually have to have someone warp you there to get it. If you want that waypoint, you have to get someone to warp you there. Do you have merch? We're really really slow on getting the merch shop running. We've got some we've sent out through various like test batches to people as like bundle packs and things, and we've like I've gotten a few things from going to conventions a few times. So like this is the second run of shirts we did. There's things like this. I think this is a slightly different variant again. And there's a hat. Yeah, it's the original hat. It's pretty nice. I usually don't wear hats. But yeah, we're working on a proper merch store still. I ask about it frequently. They're sick and tired of me saying it. Alright, will the current rank 10 factions convert to rank 12, legacy, or stay 10? We're not 100% sure. We're trying to figure that out. I've got someone that's going to go just test it. They should take you to 12. And the reason I say that is because the reputation amount to get to 12 should be less than the reputation amount to get to what 10 was. And the rank you're at is just calculated based on the reputation you have. So, theoretically, it should just take you to 12. However, that conversion process might just do rank to rank and then add the leftover reputation. I don't know. I got someone trying to hunt it down. It's mostly a concern for merchants guilds still being able to like buy and sell the same things. I'm seeing some underwater MTX gear releasing in 1.0. Any plans in the future to have underwater levels for echoes? Water shining down through movements. And it's water slowing down movements. What's the old joke? Everyone hates water levels. I'm one of those people. I really hate water levels. So not if I have anything to say about it. But the aesthetic is cool, so we do have that aesthetic with like the Lagon stuff, but there's no actual like mechanical differences in your movement. Anytime like a zone effect slows down people's movements, everyone will avoid that like the plague. What do you think about a unique that promotes having many different companions instead of focusing on one like most of the Beastmaster builds? I mean, I think it's a new design space for unique items for Beastmaster, which is always a good thing. Raptor was originally meant to be that like, hey, let's get a bunch of different companions on the field at once. Type catalyst, not item catalyst, but it was meant to be the catalyst for that type of gameplay. Yeah, we're out. Thought I might be able to finish it off. Yeah, it was pretty close. I may have been able to if I just stuck it out. Should we do the mage? Let's do the mage. How is Hammerden / Smite Hammerden looking for next cycle? Is he usually happy with his current state? I mean, I don't have, I don't know where it's specifically going to line up. I think it's still going to be a very fun and reminiscent build that's going to do work just like it has for a long time. Is Viper Strike skill tree still all about stacking dodge and useless Scorpion and not damage? I don't know how to answer that. And all the changes in the patch notes. When is the NDA lifted so people can share builds on? There's a countdown on our website. I mean, they can talk about anything. They can talk about anything that's been revealed. Let me just see. Yeah, like Last Epoch tools is already set to 1.1, so everything is fair game now, I think. Like, if you have an NDA, read your NDA, double check with the person who gave the NDA. Do not listen to me. This is not saying it's lifted or anything like that. But like anything that's public can be talked about, and I think all the information's up. So I think anything can be talked about. Let's get chat back. There's chat. Hello, chat. Just saw the patch notes. Well done on the team for this massive patch. Whoever assembled the notes. Yeah. It's a bunch of people. It's kind of the problem we have with patch notes is that there's just so many little notes from all over the place that it is so hard to keep track of exactly what got in and what didn't make it. The proper wording for everything. Having a bit of a hard time understanding the new unique null portent. If I have 100, I gotta read the unique to see how it's worded first. All right, this is the unique we're talking about. Just grab it real quick and slap it up. If I have 115 resistance in, let's say, fire. So you have 115 fire resist. Okay. Would that give me 95% reduced fire damage taken, or first reduce 75% and then reduce the remaining 25 by 20%? None of the above, I think. I'm not sure exactly, but I think none of the above. So what happens is if you have 115... your cap is 75, so you get your so it's above the normal resistance cap. So we're minus 75. So we're like, so there's your 40% over capped, right? 40% is what you have over cap. So this is above the normal resistance cap, right? And then so for 2% above, so we've got 20%. We're 20% above. 20% above because we're divided by 2. I know this is written out horribly because it is just per 2, so it's 20% less damage. So our cap is 20% less damage taken. So yeah, so 115 puts us at the cap exactly. So if your resistances are 115, that puts you exactly at the right point. Oh yeah, there's an example right there. Right? Cool. Hi Mike, and happy patch day. Patch note day. Do you know if there are any new MTX coming soon? Yes, there is a set of MTX coming. I do not know when it will land exactly. What platform did you start your gaming journey on? I'm so old for me, it was Commodore 64. Hey, me too. Yeah. When I was a little kid, my parents had a Commodore 64, and that's the first thing I played games on. My best friend had a Nintendo, so we would go over to his place and play Nintendo and NES, and had a Commodore 64 at home, and then we eventually got a Super Nintendo and a 486. So I played on those. And then I got an N64 eventually, and a PS1, and an old Celeron system. That was the first system I built. It was a Celeron 400, I think. Like 64 megabytes of RAM or something. Or it was something weird. It was like 96 megs of RAM because I had a 64 chip and a 32 chip. And it was super inefficient to do that back then. But it was all parts that I'd like salvaged from other computers of people that I'd fixed. Can you discuss what Terrify does on the new Phantom Mire gloves? It should be on Ellie Tool's ailment section. Oh my goodness, I am so dead. We're just gonna run. Ailments, Terrify. Oh, it's not there. Terrify's not there. I don't know what it does off the top of my head.
You can't touch me.
Questions. There we are. If anyone here from the teams in chat and they know what Terrify does, please post it in chat because I don't know. If we don't answer before the stream's over, go ask a game and ask the devs, and I'll go look it up. I just can't open the editor on the stream. That would be bad. I need to get cleansing on my potions. More questions. As somebody who's been with you almost since day one, wow, I do recognize your name. I have to say I love your integrity and sticking to your core while listening to your community. Please don't change when you grow. Thank you. I will do our best. If I have Phantom Grip for the stats on your gloves, apply to your forged weapons at 64 to 100% effectiveness. You use the gloves rule of the simoon, 30% chance to cause stationary fire tornadoes with nearby enemy hit. 3-second cooldown. Do the forged weapons share the 3-second cooldown, or is it individual for each weapon? They do not get the effect at all. It only will share generic stats. So things like strength. Basically things that you tend to see in a normally colored, like this color type shard is the type of thing that you'll generally see that will work. Almost everything else won't work. Do we still keep the new evade skill in shapeshift forms? Yes, you do. All the shapeshift forms do have a unique visual effect that goes with it, but other than that, it remains whatever. And if you are wearing an item that changes it into something else, that something else still applies when you transform. Any changes to set items coming? If it wasn't in the patch notes, no. But we are still planning, more of a long-term plan still, and this hasn't changed, there is a significant change to how we do set items in general that we are working on. Which is kind of the reason why you may have noticed that we haven't added any set items in a few patches. Because the change is going to shake things up quite a bit. So we kind of need to be able to have a smaller batch of things to adjust. Operations. At the same time. About the stash comment, I mean, your personal lack of organization on this tune, personally, I'm very happy with the current system. Yes. Okay, I understand. Yeah. my organization system on this character is, yes, I'm playing on stream and don't want to spend a bunch of time rummaging through my stash. I'm just going to dump everything and walk away. That's my organizational system. Which is part of the reason why I was a big proponent for improving it. And yes, it is terrible. I'm sorry. Why are there no new bows being added to the game in Cycle 1.1? I don't know. I assume we just thought there was more, like those better places to put things like that. I'm a little surprised there's no bows at all. I guess it didn't click for me. Rarely do I look at like the entire list all as like one big chunk, because it happens so slowly, right? It happens over the course of months that like trends like that disappear. I assume there's just no major like, hey, this would be a sweet bow type ideas. There's some quivers. There's at least one quiver. Bows and marksmen need more love. Any thoughts or ideas, or is the team considering this? I mean, we're always looking for ways to improve and add more stuff to the game, so I'm sure they'll get plenty more. 11 Stones of Jordan, Soul to Merchants. Nice.
You're not going anywhere.
There's not even death can save you from me. Alright, what is LE101? I assume it's an error code, the way it's formatted. Can't invite players into another realm. Does this mean that there are multiple servers of Last Epoch that won't allow players to hop between the two? I mean, kind of. If someone's playing hardcore and you're playing softcore, you can't get into a party together. If someone's playing Cycle and you're playing Legacy, you can't get into a party together. If someone's playing SSS or solo account found or solo character found, you can't get into a party with them. It probably means there's a conflict like that. Also, I don't troubleshoot bug reports on stream. You noticed it. You should be able to, though, like if you're in North America and someone else is in EU, you should be able to send each other a party invite and connect, and just the next time you go to one or the other scenes, one of you will move. It's fine. Is there a way in the future to upgrade or trade up the Golden Residence to Obsidian? Seems like there's the hardest part about COF. No, we don't have any plans for that. I think most people who are playing COF, sort of like, you know, casually with some friends and that sort of stuff, you'll tend to have more, you'll tend to have more Obsidian ones than you did before. I just started wandering, and I just like walked right past this, I think. So good at this. Yeah, if you're just joining us, just go a little spiel here. Been going about another hour left in stream. Been a pretty good one so far. If you have a question, please put at Last Epoch Game in the chat in the question, so I know it is one that you'd like me to answer. Shoot for charity. Above my head. Cool charity. Always is. Game's on sale right now. It's on Steam and Nexus. Same sale on both. Yeah. I love this item. Okay, so I got an update about the MTX stuff. We are launching supporter packs and new MTX items with 1.1. That is happening. Great. First hurdle over. I've also been told that I'm allowed to show some of it. I'm careful about how I show it and make sure it's the right ones and the good ones. So I'll try and get something like that. Oh, that's more idols than I was expecting. I want some of these, but I do not want to go through these right now on stream. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to walk away because I'm the worst. When am I getting a new paladin skill? Hopefully soon. There's no new skills in this patch, which we've been shouting that one for a while. But the one of the things that I'm really excited about in 1.2 to get back to is making new skills. That's like, I'm ready. So yeah, I'm really excited to get a shot at more skill development coming up here, and I can't guarantee specifically any one class getting one or not. Oh, there's a bunch. Weird downloading stuff. I'm gonna get some little previews here. T and V only? Okay, T and V only. On it, guys. T and V only. Put them in the proper folder. Now I gotta come over here and I gotta grab them. So I know this is super exciting to watch. But I got teasers, I got spoilers, I got stuff coming. It's happening. If I was better at this, it would be coming faster. Oh my goodness. I don't do this very often, and the buttons are not muscle memory for me yet. I wish there was a better way to align these things. Okay. gonna double check one last second. All right, I'm just gonna answer another question first before I actually pop those up. What's your views on a fan-based gear submission contest? I mean, we've done stuff like this before, and we loved it. It's been fantastic. I think the hard part about like a contest is like whenever we do fan collabs for unique items, things like that. It's like, so whenever we do a backer unique and develop one like for someone specifically, and you know, how you have specific stuff in that they ask for and all that sort of stuff, it's never just like, okay, go design something and we'll just put whatever you come back with in the game. It's always like there's a few stages of like, let us know the style of thing you want, and like if you have any ideas to like kick it off, and then we'll like go design an item based on that. Hey, beer. And then come back, and it's sort of a back and forth of like, hey, okay, well, we looked at this idea, it won't work, but we can do this instead. What do you think? And there's sort of like a thing like that where it's not just like, here's the item and we're just putting it in. So there's if it was just like everyone submit an item and we're gonna pick our favorite and put it in the game, it's a little tricky because the number of fantastic submissions we would get that we couldn't use at all without changing significantly is like almost all of them. So we can put something where it's like we'll use your idea, we'll use your item that you submit as a jumping off point to make an item. It's so much less exciting. In the past we have done like where we let people vote on like one individual piece of it. Where we're like, all right, so pick the base type, and then we like populate a bunch of stuff. We're like, okay, pick theme, and then we pick a bunch of, and like we start giving people options to pick from, and the voting process that happened. And that's how we got that two-handed spear that I got earlier, actually, the Void Volcanic Orb Spear. That's how that got made. So I would say open but cautious. Okay, I just got an okay that I'm allowed to show it for sure. Just gonna not die here. As soon as this is done, I will pop up a couple little previews. Hi, I would just like to thank you for your work, for listening to the community and making changes that improve the experience of the game. You're welcome. And that's kind of the name of the game, ain't it? Like making games, not the name of our game. That's bad.
Oh, yes.
Woohoo! All right. Boom! Here are there's 4 new packs. These two are the same price as each other, and they're like the middle 2 packs. They're coming. More questions. Hi, Mike. Should we expect any other major patches to be so huge? This one is massive. I mean, like 1.2 will be huge, and 1.3 will be huge, 1.4 will be huge. Like our primary cycle patches were like, this is our hope. Like our plan going forward. This is our new normal. This is every 3 to 4 months we have a patch this big. Like that's sort of our plan for the next however long that's sustainable, really. The like 1.1 X patches, so 1.12, 1.1, 1.1.3, 1.1.4, all that, like those little patches, those little hot fixes that get added in to like fix issues with the game, and maybe slip a few extra features and things like that. Those will not be anywhere near as big as this one. But yeah, like 1.2 is going to be huge. 1.3 is going to be huge. 1.4 is going to be huge. Like it's just going to keep going. And I guess the core content in a lot of these patches will shift over time as well, for the better. We'll have to spend a lot less time like just fixing old bugs, and we'll be more into generating new content and bigger content and flashier content and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so congratulations for the changes made. Thank you. It's a shame that an option to hide spells cast by other players in the party hasn't been implemented. Because it's almost impossible to see what's beneath you when playing with 4 people. It seems I'm forced to play alone. This one's first PC, a 433 Celeron, 32 megs of RAM, NVIDIA Riva TNT2 GPU. I remember those. Workhorses, classics. Back when NVIDIA was fighting ATI, not AMD. It's still winning. Right, where are the lich buffs? I don't know. Hiding. All in the patch notes. Regarding set items, have you ever considered? Yes. I can tell you right now, yes, but let's read it anyways. The idea of making set shards, reducing power, locking them, certain item slots. Most time people are taking the set for the set bonuses, and the trade-off of losing a prefix suffix for a set bonus seems interesting. Yes, we have definitely considered that. Did the devs consider adding the option to the loot filter to add notifications on the minimap for exalted items? Yes, we have considered that many times as well. It's the minimap icons are not dynamically efficient enough to be able to allow you to generate every item having a minimap icon, because that's what that does. You gotta think of the abuse cases, the extreme cases. Any plans for large mid-season updates? Define large. There's some individual features that didn't quite make it into 1.1 that we'd probably like to slip in still. Large, no. Like it depends. There can be like the reason I'm waffling on this is because you can have like a single line of code or a single line of text that can have really big implications for the whole game. So like maybe, I guess. All right. As both games evolve into the future, what are your thoughts on differences between LE and D4? I mean, that's really tough. That's a whole video essay of a question for sure. I mean, I think both games are kind of doing the same thing in a way. Like we're both releasing new content. We're both fixing our weaknesses and emphasizing our strengths. And like I think we have a fairly similar overarching strategy for how we're going forward with like adding more content, adding more cool stuff to do, keeping things that we're doing well fun. So like I assume it's pretty similar overall in like our strategy going forward, but like the core games are different enough that like are like the way we execute those strategies is going to look different as well. When to expect bizarre changes. If we're talking about the UI changes that were mentioned briefly in the patch video for the bazaar, I don't know when that's going to happen. It is something that we've been trying to get done as fast as possible, but so I've been talking about I've been talking about this on stream for a while now. And these are there were underlying things in the way we built the back end of the system that caused the front end to need to be displayed this way. Which I know sounds weird, but there are huge amounts of the system that we had to adjust the back end before we could even touch the front end on it. And so we're still finishing up those changes first. This question: do the devs consider adding an option to the loot filter to add notifications to the minimap for exalted items? Yes, we did. Any chance we get Earthquake as a totem? I already answered this. For Raptors, how do adaptation node? He evolves one when Raptor kills enemies. Work with new sword that gives you Raptors up to your maximum companion limit. Do each Raptors evolve individually? Yes, or do they each get the bonus? Yeah, they should be individual. It's a little bit of anti-synergy there. Besides the evade being added to the HUD, will there be any additional changes to the overall look of the HUD? The shop button is now over here in purple. And there's a new map or a menu icon here. So that icon's a little bit different. I think these got like slightly moved, like the buff bar areas and the buff and debuff bar areas got moved and adjusted slightly. It's the only thing I'm noticing. I mean, if you count it as part of the HUD, the health bar at the top has those new pips on it. Technically part of the HUD, I guess. Not much. Basically, no. I love NTX. Did the devs consider adding the option to the loot filter to add notifications? Yes. Primeless Werebear MTX, where it's just a dude in a raccoon costume when. I'm really excited to start doing some MTX, like transform MTX. I think there's some wacky things that'll be able to be options there. I think that'll be fun. Ellie have no more Twitch drops. Ellie does have Twitch drops. Check out our news posts on our various platforms and you'll see them. I don't run them on our primary stream. We run them for other streamers so that they can get more views. Will pets pick up gold in the future? We don't have any plans to add that at the moment. I don't want to say never because there's always a chance we add things like that, but we do not have any current plans for that. Could we get Last Epoch across MTG Commander? I want to play Commander Spellblade deck. Yeah, I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? My like two favorite things. I'm in. I'll become that hypocrite to make that a reality. I've been less of a positive proponent of Universes Beyond in general, and some of them have been pretty awesome. So it's like I'm softening on there a little bit, and I would go full hypocrite if it was the option for us to do it ourselves. So I understand it happening for sure. And I definitely haven't made a bunch of custom cards myself that I definitely don't have printed up in a box behind me or anything. They're definitely not in there, I swear. Alright. Also, any hope for Shadow Cascade to maybe work with two-handed swords? That'd be great. It's extreme. This is one of those like no, but like never say never type thing. It's like two-handed rogue is a like tertiary archetype. It's not really designed to work. But I know, like as I say that, we've just added a two-handed rogue weapon, so like we're dipping the toes in a little bit. All right. Do you like land smash in MTG? I think that, especially in Commander, people do not run enough targeted, non-basic land removal. And enough punishing cards for heavy ramp play. Like War Toil and Back to Basics and things like that, where it's like, all right, you've got a ton of lands, well, it's gonna hurt. That's how I like punishing land. All right, back to Last Epoch. Will Evade have any effects to the experimental affix or moving minions when you use a minion skill? No, because it doesn't count as a traversal skill. Yeah. Do you answer that? Show custom cards, please. No. Oh, I'm like caught up. Oh. I was wondering why things were like topical. Well, hey, chat. We're hanging out live. I almost never get to do this. When was the last time you caught up? I actually caught up last week, like right at the end. It's great. I got like half an hour to kill caught up. Oh. What's this new feeling of like relaxed playing? Oh, so much room for activities in here now. Any plans to dual stream to YouTube in the future? I could actually, like, I'm paying for the like ability to dual cast, and so we do here in Steam. Actually, I haven't checked this Steam to see if it's working well, but I haven't changed the settings, so it better still be working. I can see YouTube as well. It's been a while since we've like gone over our like streaming strategies. We're just like, it's working, Mike. Just keep going. Can we ever see some quality of life behind hammers on sentinels? They get destroyed by terrain or some objects in maps still. I mean, those are, if you're seeing things like that, it's mostly just bugs. In 1.0, I think we did, where we gave them basically we did this to a lot of colliders, where we gave like a lot of projectiles. We gave them 2 colliders, one for detecting hitting enemies, which we made a little bit bigger than their old collider, so it would more easily connect with enemies and like so you could hit things better. And then a second collider that was a little bit smaller, actually a lot bit smaller than their original collider, which was used for detecting terrain impacts. So it would sort of like clip through the edges of terrains a lot easier. You have to like really collide in order to be destroyed by the terrain. But usually most of the time that's caused by like an invisible object that's sitting in the background somewhere that's like the collider exists, but there's no visuals for it and it hits that object. Any plans for large mid-season updates? Sorry, not sure if you answered this. I did answer this. I said basically no. And then I was talking about how, like, well, sometimes small changes can have big impacts and things like that. But the next major patch will be, like, after... We haven't even dropped this one yet. We're talking about the next one. I mean, the plan is for major patches. Cycle launches every 3 to 4 months. Any plans for loadouts? Assuming we're talking about like D3 armory style, where you walk up to things, be like, boop, I'm now in this set of gear with this set of passives and this set of skills. No, we don't have plans for that. Last pre-major patch stream could be on the new patch already. Just a suggestion. I mean, the patch notes are out. Yeah, I don't hate that idea personally. Little bit of footage to go off of things like that. I think it'd be sweet. Maybe I'll pitch it for next patch. It lines up pretty perfectly this time, which is lucky. Missed opportunity. Actually, a 2-handed rogue is absolutely great as an idea, especially with swords. Having the option to go full 2-handed shadowy slayer would be pure awesomeness. More flexibility equals more fun. But LE and PoE and D4 is boring AF. I won't comment on the opinion there, but I feel like everyone has opinions on which ones are boring, which is totally fine. But as for adding in sword rogue, like the last 2 cycles, I've started with the 2-handed sword rogue, so I'm with you. I agree. I am all for 2-handed sword rogue. I've been trying to make Master Yi work for like 3 years now. Hey Mike, letting you know I applied for the QA tester. Sweet, good luck. Necrotic Avalanche conversion unique when? None that I know of. Well, that's not terrible. That's better. B mastery when. I feel like there's like several like not jokes, but like masteries that people have come up with and suggested and talked about for Primalist. There's like there's quite a few front runners for the 4th Primalist mastery. I think it's got the most competition for what's going to be number 4. Everyone says Barbarian is like the obvious choice, but there's like Hunter, like some sort of beekeeper thing. I mean, I'm in on that. Let's go. We're gonna go fight Lagon like this. Okay, let's... We're still wearing this armor. Okay, this armor needs to go. Even that's almost better. Not, but... Let's see, do we have anything? I mean, just a Titan heart. No regeneration. We don't have enough life leech or just this even. Come on, something good. It's almost better. So bad. Can't believe we're considering that. This is what happens when you build on the fly. You get trash gear and it's funny. Problem is because it's a class specific slot, all the stuff that I've got randos on here from previous characters are for the wrong class. Not looking good. Go. Do it live. Engineer class ever been brought up internally? Oh yeah. We've like go to with regards to like new classes, like go to like I don't know, go to Pathfinder's website or go to like some collection of homebrew D&D classes and look up all the things that dang it, did not mean to do that. And like, yeah, just check out like every single class that's listed on those pages, and we've considered every single one of them. There's no way. There is no way I survive this. So close to rezzing it. Another question when we do this, right? Gauntlet class maybe? Copium? Will there be a pre-download for the patch? No, because offline exists, we can't do pre-downloads. Oh, that was, I jumped over. No! Yes! Calculated. That's funny. The beam always starts not quite at a 90 degree to the eye.
You are starting to bore me.
I am just getting my butt handed to me here. Oh, that one didn't hit me. That one did. That was gonna kill me. Run! I keep hitting space to dodge, but it's not there. No! Get the beer! Oh, it's too low!
My waves will shatter you.
Get out of there! Oh, yeah.
Is that the best?
Okay. I thought about applying for a job, but I don't really have the experience in Youth Unity at all. I do have... Oh my goodness. I can't. I wanna go grab another question, and I'm just gonna die if I do. Probably gonna die if I don't.
You are starting to bore me. My waves will shatter you.
Come on, Raptor! Do some work! This feels like I'm on the brink of death the entire time. When does my culling kick in? Yes, there it is. Oh. Oh. All right. I'm a little proud of that. That was we need the lightning resistance. Every second of that seemed more dire than the last. Okay, back to some questions. You let my heart rate calm down a bit. I thought about applying for a job, but I don't really have any experience with Unity at all. That's okay. I do have programming and Linux admin knowledge though, and I'm fairly skilled at writing documentation, especially with Markdown. Is there any place for someone like me? Yes. Unity experience, because we do work in Unity. Unity experience is a big plus for our workflow, but it's not mandatory. Also, if you've worked in like any other game engine before, Unity's fairly intuitive to get yourself into. So like, if you did want to get a little bit of Unity experience, what you can do is you can just start like a little dumb personal project to just follow a couple tutorials through and like get the feel of. It's more important to be like, do I know the shortcut key to reload the dev environment quickly? You know, like things like that are going to be more useful than anything really. Knowing the like, I guess flow of just like making game stuff is more important than knowing how to work with Unity specifically. I think for most positions. what I always tell people is apply. The worst thing that happens is someone says no, and we is from everyone gets a reply. More questions. Sentinel mastery based on void summons. You don't have them. But that would be a cool mastery. The problem is that it's kind of a combination of two existing masteries, and you want something to like have it stick out. You don't want something that's like it's this but with that, or it's these two mashed together. Doing like a void summon theme focused sentinel build would probably be more facilitated by expecting someone to take one of Void Knight or Forge Guard and getting a little bit of the flavor from the other bleed through and like dipping into the other's tree. That would probably be more we attack that type of idea. 1.1 is out. It is not on the 9th. Countdown on our website. What's your goal when making class masteries? For example, each class needs to have support, melee, ranged, and minion class. No, okay, so that's definitely not how we approach it. We actually specifically try to have things that make them unique. So having all of them have all of those things would make all of them less unique. You may notice that there's certain mastery in classes already, like Mage, that doesn't really have minion stuff on it, right? Usually like the primary reason for adding a new class is to get a different fantasy across, is to enable a different like way to thematically approach the game. Which is why you see similar mechanics cross classes, but with different theming, and like we'll do things to like make them feel more like they belong in that class. Bee-Barian when? I love that. That's what you get when I dress up in my bee costume. When you're attacked, what is happening when you hear the metal sound? You're taking damage. That's that means you've been hit. And there's a different sound based on the type of enemy, like ability that hits you and armor you're wearing. So do you think Ward is finally solved, or do you think it'll need more changes? I don't think anything is solved, ever. I think solved means that nothing interesting left to do with it. And I think there's going to be room for innovation, room for changes, room for all that sort of stuff going forward. So I don't like the term solved there. I think I hope that the primary problems we were experiencing in 1.0 have been, you know, let's say solved, and we're onto it being just fun. But there's gonna be other things that show up that need to be changed, and you know, so it's I always say everything's always on the list for changes. It's just, it depends on how far up the list they are. Whenever a big change happens, it just gets moved to the bottom of the list. Ew. That's my face. Oh. Hey, hello. How are you? Looking forward to 1.1. It will be awesome for sure. I have a question about the XP ladder. Will there be a cap to experience gained on the ladder? Right now, when I reach level 100, I keep gaining XP and the bar counts down to the next level. I don't think it. I don't like look at the screenshots. If it tracks experience specifically, then sure, it'll keep going. I mean, if I'll put it this way, I hope it tracks total experience. Because then you'll be able to have like who gained the most, which character gained the most experience to the entire patch. Would be neat to have a legacy ladder for that. Like, which character has gained the most experience of all time, the game ever. That'd be neat. That's where I beat Lagon. Are there any plans on adding more skills to rogues since they have around 24 skills and the others have 27 plus? Yes. We sort of abandoned the idea of having a fixed skill count per class when we did 1.0. Actually, 0.92 I think is when we abandoned that idea. And we do want to, but at the same time, like the classes that have fewer should probably get more sooner. So unless there's like a really significant need for a certain ability to get added, the reason I'm saying it this way is because this is exactly what happened with Frostclaw. We were at a point where Mage didn't need any more; they were finished, and we're like, we need a spammable cold spell to go in early Mage, and so we took Frostclaw out of one of the Runemaster invocations because originally Frostclaw was a Runemaster invocation. It was cold or just one cold even. Hio or Hio. And so yeah, there's gonna be more skills added, and the classes that have fewer skills will get more added faster, because we do generally like to keep them roughly in the similar area, but there's not like all of them have to hit 25 before a 26 skill can be added to them, and then all of them have to hit 26 before 20. Like, it's not like that. Strict. Is there any chance that you would enable the loot filter changes before Tuesday patch time so we don't have to spend time on launch redoing filters? No. The systems are far too interconnected for us to do that cleanly. There is no. I agree that would be great to do, and if we had started working on that a month ago, maybe, but like it's a huge amount of extra work to add in to like get that change working for 1.0. Like the in our development side of things, when we get far enough along in a patch and we're working on the next patch, we sort of move our development base from the current patch to the next patch. So our development base has been 1.1 for a while now, and the things we're adding on to it are things that assume the other changes for 1.1 are already there. So it becomes, in order to take something from that 1.1 development environment and bring that into a 1.0 feature, we have to then basically like recreate that feature in the 1.0 development area. So the 1.0 development area is where we do like little small hotfixes and things like that do still show up for 1.0, and you can kind of see when that happened, when we really slowed down the 1.0 hotfix release schedule, and that like really slowed. That's when we fully switched everything over. It was actually a little bit before that. Alright, what would cause EHG to set up shop and have a physical location instead of remote? is there a scenario that exists? If there is a scenario that exists, there are quite a few people that are very integral to the way this company operates, that specifically work for EHG because it's remote, or maybe specifically got started working for EHG because it was remote, and would not be able to like move to Texas or something like that. So like, I think there will likely almost always be at least a chunk of the company that is remote. I don't think that would ever change. I mean, it might someday. I shouldn't say ever, but like for the foreseeable future, there's no plans to change that. I don't think we have a really solid reason to make a change like that. Like especially just the technology that goes with the workflow of remote game development is just getting better and better and better and better. And like it's already very functional for us. It's what we're used to. It's like how we've set up all of our systems internally to work. Like there would have to be some like cataclysmic event that caused it to be necessary. Bad. That was a bad jump. I'm crazy badly poisoned. That's what's going on. Maybe poison me less. Just let me poison you instead. A cleaver solution. If anyone has any more questions, we're getting pretty close to the end of the stream here, but put at Last Epoch game in the question and I'll be happy to answer it. We've got another 5 minutes left. We'll hammer out another one of these bad boys. Can we empower boss drops with the new empower system to give them LP? I think I'm gonna say no. But I'm gonna try and guess at what you mean. So if you're talking about the new Nemesis system, like that doesn't affect, that only affects. Oh, sorry, I've got it. Yes, the answer is yes. Can we empower boss drops? So this is items that came from a boss originally, by placing them into the Nemesis egg, to potentially give them LP. Yes, you can do that. I'm with you. No room. Mike, your stupid sorting algorithm. When are you ever going to fix that sorting algorithm, Mike? I'm Mike, in case anyone was wondering. Well, what do we have here? These boots are actually kind of nice. Okay, I don't care. We're not gonna make it through anyways. We're gonna. Oh! No, there's a spill on my desk with a bunch of water. Luckily, there's paper towels right here. All right, that's not good. Luckily, I can clean that up very shortly, and luckily it's just water. Okay. Let's read some questions here. Well, I don't worry about what that just did to my desk. No pre-download, no. What other subclasses would you like to see featured in the class? I'm not gonna go into specifics on which ones I actually want to see, because I actually know some of them that are probably coming, and I can't spoil them. Yeah, sorry. Currently, I guess I could talk about ones that I don't know. Which masteries do I not know? Maybe later, maybe another time. Currently, if we limit FPS to 60, for example, it stays unlimited when we're in the main menu screen. Any plans to change this is causing me overheating issues. Yeah, I think there was a change that went in for this. I can't remember though. I saw it on some. I saw someone working on this a while ago. I don't know. Sorry. I think we may have just like capped the frame rate of the main menu always or something like that, because it like doesn't need to be fast or something. I can't remember. How do you feel about modding in offline mode characters? I think that for the most part it's something that I wouldn't like gamer to gamer. It's something that I wouldn't recommend. Representative of company who makes game, you do you, have fun. Can you proc multiple skills at the same time, say smite and healing hands? Nothing ever really happens at the same time, but if the trigger for two different abilities happens with the same effect, it can't, like if two different abilities trigger off of the same ability, that can happen, and they will trigger technically slightly one after the other, but yes, they will both trigger from the same effect. Easiest question of all, should I start Forge Guard or Sorcerer? Do you like melee or spells? You should start Forge Guard and do double shield. That's awesome. We have wolf pelt helms, but why no boss helms? I want to scout my boss and wear it. Oh, excuse me. It's a little intense, but yeah. I don't know. That would be wild. I see where you're coming from. I still want to make this into an awesome item. The damage while channeling. We don't channel ever. Let's see if we can chaos that channel away. Oh! What? I know that was guaranteed, but still. What is going on? Okay. Okay. What do I do? I just do health? I think I just do health. Oh my god. Oh, just after I retire this character forever. That's an unreal item I just got for this guy at this level. Even stoked on that. Sweet. All right. Is there a plan to implement a system to change our look to another like chess piece that is not equipped? So this is transmog system, and you can see it in the roadmap. I can't remember where it is in the roadmap, but it's there. I think it's 1.4 question mark. What would you think about having a new mastery called the Collector, which would have passives and grant bonuses based on the amount and types of affix shards they've collected? We've talked about doing this. Not specifically a whole mastery devoted to this, but we have talked about doing this. I think it's a neat idea. I think it's another avenue for doing. We have an effect like this in the game actually. Wreck my table. Alright, we're almost done here. Any design decisions ever made with hardcore in mind, even if it's just a side thought? Yes, definitely. There's lots of times where we are looking at a like we're looking at a skill and we're like, well, no one in hardcore is ever gonna take this, or like, oh, this is gonna be really appealing to hardcore, and like that like those two things come up a lot when we're talking about new nodes for skills, or just designing a new item or something like that. There's a lot of things that we do look at with hardcore in mind, or we'll put something in and be like, well, no one in hardcore is ever gonna take that. Is it still worthwhile putting in the game? Like and you know, things like that. So yes, hardcore is looked at. Yeah. Have you considered that you add left-handed character to the game with a new shield by dual wielding and putting the shield in their main hand, a different weapon into their offhand? You're left-handed now. I mean, can't they just be ambidextrous? or sure, they could, like, if you're wearing the item, it magically turns you left-handed whenever you equip the item. I'm fine with that. Maybe a stupid question, but is it possible to add a confirmation window to your teleport when you did not clear the entire echo yet? We've considered this. There are too many problems with that because people use it as an escape route, and we want people to use it as an escape route, but don't want, because if you put a confirmation window there, suddenly it's now not a good escape route, and escape exit or just Alt F4 becomes the better escape route, and that's something we really don't want. Do you think about improving the graphics over time more and more? Yeah, there's definitely graphic improvements that come every patch. Why is the new shield labeled as an axe? Because we don't have a system for equipping shields in the main hand properly. Workarounds, baby. Oh yeah. All right. With my new trophy relic that I just got, I think it's about time to end. So, I appreciate you all coming out. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a great time. I know I did. I'll be back same time, same place next week. If I missed your question, I'm sorry, didn't mean to. I'm available in the Ask the Devs channel. You can pop a question there, and we'll do my best to answer as quickly as possible, or someone else will. Patch next week, Tuesday, countdown on our website. Steam sale right now, Nexus sale right now, other awesome things. You all are great, you all are fantastic, and let's go say hi to someone. Let's go see who's doing stuff. Here's someone I do not really recognize, but they look cool. We're gonna say hi. We're gonna say hi. Y'all have a wonderful time. Drink lots of water. Bye.